Hello, Royals. This is Mademoiselle Mosley again. I hope everybody's doing well. I got a nice topic that I want to speak about tonight. It's from Matthew 13, verses 24 through 43. Now, I want y'all to read that for yourselves. And anybody that's been reading their Bible for any amount of time know that that parable is speaking about the church. But I'm going to bring it in another way where it could be more understood, I think, if I use it in this form, which we know it has one true meaning, but I'm going to use it in a way to bring a greater understanding to what the parable is speaking of. Now, we know, anybody know anything about the tares and the wheat? They look exactly the same, except for in the tares, there's a little black seed in it. And it can be very deadly if you digest it. And then the harvesters was talking about, well, let's just take off the tares and let's keep the wheat. But he said if you do either or before the harvest time, you're going to destroy one or the other. So they have to wait till the harvest time comes. Then they take it to what is called the threshing floor. And there's a moving and a shaking that shakes all those seeds out, and only what's left is what's good. Like whatever bad is going to come out. And that's the way I feel about, the word of God, how he speaks about the tares and wheat. I'm going to use the family as an instance. We grow up together, basically getting the same thing from our mothers and fathers. And we start making choices in our lives that separate us. Not saying that one is better than the other, but different choices bring out different results. So as we grow up together and we making all these decisions, and as we live in our lives, the shaking of life tells who's the tare and who's the wheat. That black seed, that way of the choice of how people are living, it does the separation process. See, life is the threshing floor. Even though in the harvest time it's used as an instrument that's used in shaking and moving that gets the tares out, separate the bad from the good, the world is the threshing floor with the moving and shaking of life and the decisions that you make during the shakings of life according to however is your heart is. See, things can happen to people that are not quite right, and then these people somehow recover and they just do right. They live right, not going back into the same situation, but they don't have a hardened heart. And then some people go through the same situation, and then they have this hardened heart. They have that little black seed, that tear that's embedded inside of them, and they go around and making havoc instead of understanding, yeah, you experience havoc because you experience havoc, don't cause more havoc. You have to stop it. You have to not, participate in what it is that brought you to the space and time where your decision making is the part of the threshing floor. The moving and shaking of life makes people decide what direction that they'll go in. So that's what God was like, no, we don't want to get rid of them, out of the family. We see the tares describes the wheat. See, the difference between the two let you know which one is which. Like day is for night, good is for bad. You know what I'm saying? Everything defines each other. This defines this defines. So had they removed you from your family earlier, you would not understood who you were in your family. You would not known if you was the tare or the wheat until we got to the threshing floor. Until we all grew up and we start making our own decisions. That's the threshing floor. When you make choices of your own and how you going to live your life according to how you processed. According to if you are a tare or are you a wheat, which they look very similar. And you can't really see which one is which just by looking. Unless you look closely, there's a black seed that is embedded inside of the tare that makes it different from the wheat. So all I'm saying is that the threshing floor that I'm using as an instance is life. Yeah, we're all growing up together in this field. And some things are being planted inside of people while they were sleeping. You know that part where it says that While the farmer was sleeping, the enemy came and he planted a seed amongst the wheat. And when he planted the seed amongst the wheat and the tares grew up together. So that's what I'm using the family as an instance, which we know he's talking about the church, that when the time comes and the end comes, the threshing floor process, the life as it is, it's going to decide who's who, what's what, how they do according to what's in you. That's the same thing with families. We grow up together. We look similar. We're from the same tribe, the same clan. And we grow up and we experience life, that threshing floor. We all experience, mom and dad. We all experience grandma and grandpa. We all experience, each other. But we process things differently. Even though we go through the same thing, somebody can take it as a growing process and go to the right, and somebody can take it as a bad thing and go to the wrong. One can go from the right, taking that same instance, and then another can go to the left, which I'm using the left as wrong. So it's all about our processing. And like I said before, it's never easy, but we also can start where we're at and get better. And I know sometimes, when I'm saying things, people are like, oh, it's easy for her to say. No, it's not easy. I'm just sharing what I've experienced. I'm just sharing my understanding of things. And you don't have to do anything that I'm saying. You don't even have to take this and marinate on it. You could just dismiss the whole thing. But I am trying to help you to keep from going through what I went through. But if you want to go through it, have at it. It's your choice. But when you grow up in the same family, you look alike, you've experienced the thing, but some person takes it a different way than you took it. Not meaning that you're right or they're wrong. You may have took it right and they may have took it for the wrong. See, a lot of times we do things to justify, our wrongdoings. Well, mom and daddy wouldn't, or this and yeah, it was a bad thing, but you could have made it right in your life by your response. See, you hurting yourself by doing things that are negative in your life because negativity happens. That was the plan of the enemy. When he came and he planted the tear while you were sleeping, while they were sleeping, he meant for that. He wanted you to keep it going because he cannot keep it going if you don't keep it going. You have the control to stop it. You can stop it right now. All that negativity that has made your life or allowed you to go the wrong way. Or guided you. I wouldn't say allowed you. Guided you the wrong way. You could turn around. God leaves always a U-turn in our lives. We could turn away from our wicked ways. That's in the Word. So I hope that helped y'all. I want y'all to go and read it. Read the entire thing so you can get the entire story of it. But basically, I brought it to the meat of it, got down to it, and we can get through it. Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, get it before it gets you. I'm out.